remember the 80s when people used to moon each other constantly? I remember back in high school, people used to moon each other. Were you ever mooned in high school? Or did you ever moon anybody in high school? People always moon each other in gym class when I was a freshman in high school. That's right, you'd be sitting there, just standing there in gym class, and somebody would bop along and pull down their pants and just moon you. That's right, people are always mooning each other. Their butts were always hanging out, and they were just flapping their butts around and going moon, 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 pulling down their pants and just mooning you. Now, wouldn't it be funny to moon Mitch McConnell? Wouldn't that just be hilarious? I know that probably since 1984, you've probably wanted to moon Mitch McConnell. I know most people have. Most people have. If you walk up to 50 people on the street, probably 40 of them would say, yeah, I've wanted to moon Mitch McConnell. Every day for the past 26 years, I've wanted to moon him. I bet that would be, I bet 80% of the people would say that, We ought to have like a interview session where we go out on the street and ask people out and say, hey, sir, would you like to moon Mitch McConnell? And they would probably say, yeah, I would. But now see, mooning Mitch McConnell would be funny. So, at long last, I'm going to give you the opportunity to moon him. You finally get to moon Mitch McConnell. That's right, old Mitch the Glitch, or Howdy Doody, or whatever you call him. Yeah, but he's ripe for mooning, and a lifelong dream may finally be fulfilled. So now's your chance. See this, everybody? Now, see, there's the man himself. The man, the myth, the legend. And now you finally get to do it. At long last. I'm going to do it right now. Okay. All right. There. You finally did it. You finally did it. You finally got to moon the man, the myth, the legend, Mitch McConnell. And Mitch McConnell, he's obsessed with bubble gum. Did you know that? Did you know that Mitch McConnell is obsessed with bubble gum? After every election, he always says that people spent more on bubble gum than they did on political campaigns. Every single election, he says that. And it's probably not true, because people don't chew bubble gum as much as they used to. It used to be that if you went out in public, you'd always see people chewing bubble gum and blowing bubbles. But they never do anymore, because they think it doesn't comport with the new civility. And they don't want to be seen by their bosses bubbling in public. But I guess Mitch McConnell's obsessed with bubble gum because his head is like a big bubble. It's full of air. It's like his neck is blowing a bubble, and he can't come to terms with this, so he obsesses about it. That's right. After every election, he says, Americans spend more on bubblegum than politicians did on political campaigns in the last political cycle. But it's not true. He says it every 2 years after every congressional political cycle. But it's not true because he never cites his claim. He never backs up his claim. He never gives us any sort of source. And if he did, he'd probably say it was from like the Heritage Foundation or some fascist organization like that. But he never gives a credible source or any source. He just says it and expects people to believe it. Just because he's a Republican, people are supposed to believe him without questioning him. So that's, he thinks he's entitled to have people believe him. Just because he's Mitch McConnell. And he's never wrong, according to him. But he is a bad senator. And I don't mean bad in a good way, like people used to say back in the 70s. I mean he's bad in a bad way. He's one of the worst senators. I mean, Kentucky has some of the worst senators. I mean, when was the last time Kentucky had a decent senator? I think I was, gosh, it's been a long time now. Because we've had McConnell, and Bunning, and now we've got Stompy. So, see, Kentucky's the land of bad senators now. That's right. So now it's got a senator who's obsessed with bubblegum, and it's got a senator who gets his thugs to stomp on people's heads if they disagree with him. Those are what Kentucky senators are like. So, right now I'm checking the latest news. Man. Latest news. Bush tax cuts kill jobs. Yep, that's true. It's true. It's all true. Bush tax cuts kill jobs, according to the Wall Street Journal. That's what it says. The Wall Street Journal reports that job growth under George W. Bush was the worst for any president, so-called president, ever, for as long as records have been kept. That's right. That's right, folks. Bush was a job-killing machine. He was. He really was. And that's according to the Wall Street Journal. There are hardly a bunch of progressive populists there, but still they. And the records have been kept since at least World War II. That's right, they have. So, the Bush legend is crumbling like it's going out of style. So that's today's episode for you. Mitch McConnell got